It's been 50 years since our next guest, tennis legend and icon Martina Navratilova, defected to the United States from the former Czechoslovakia. Now she says she's, quote, pissed off as hell about what Donald Trump is doing to America. And she is sounding the alarm about the totalitarian warning signs, threats against free speech, capitulation, and the danger of doing nothing. Here's her brand new ad for the Home of the Brave campaign launched by our friend Sarah Longwell to elevate Americans who refuse to be silent. Watch.
I'm defected from the totalitarian regime, and like hell am I gonna be cowed again and have to be careful about what I say. So I left my country in 75. I was 18 years old.
My goal in my life is to become #1. You know, I want to play as much as I can, and I didn't get this chance while being under the Czech government.
So I didn't see my family for 5 years. It was a one-way ticket, and that was very scary. So when I defected and I was able to say anything I wanted to, I did. I'm so proud to be an American, but I'm embarrassed for what Trump is doing to our country. I am pissed off as hell about people capitulating to Trump, whether it's the legal firms or schools, politicians or companies. We are too big to fail if we stand together, but divided, we fall. And that's what Trump is counting on. Chaos, fear. This was the freest country in the world when I defected in 1975. If this was the situation for me now, I would definitely not choose to live here. My fear is that people are just too complacent, too scared, and thinking that they don't matter.
It is an honor to bring into our conversation tennis legend Martina Navratilova. Sarah, Claire, and John are still with us. Thank you so much for being here.
Yeah, I have too many dogs.
The dog is welcome.
Welcome, Martina.
We're dog friendly.
We love the dog.
I just hope the birds stay quiet. Anyway, I don't mince words, do I? I never could, so here we are. I was not a diplomat ever.
But that used to be who we were. And I wonder if you could just talk a little bit about the psychology of capitulation and silence and indifference, which seems to be what you're getting at.
All three. Capitulation in advance, and then the ignorance and just giving in, and then what I see also that I really never saw before in America is cruelty. I am thinking, what happened to our American humanity, compassion, caring about the world, caring about your neighbor? It's just gone off the rails in so many ways, and it's easy to despair. So, but you know, not doing anything is just not an option. Being quiet is not an option.
What has the response been? I know you pick your spots very carefully. What's the response been to your decision to speak out?
Well, so far, you know, I'm on X, on Twitter, and the response has been great for the most part. But, you know, it's been the usual that I get, you know, you're just a tennis player, why don't you shut up? Or why don't you go back where you came from if you don't like it here? To which say, I just want to do MAGA, make America great again, which right now we're going the other way. But the response has been very positive for the most part. So, you know, but of course you remember the negative comments more than the good ones.
We all do. We all do. I met like famous authors who remember word by word their negative one-star reviews on Amazon, even when they're bestsellers. What is your message to ordinary people who seem to be the only true heroes right now? When, as you said, the universities have capitulated, the biggest, most powerful and prominent law firms have capitulated. Harvard is still negotiating with the Trump administration, even as his support plunges. But the American people, when they have an opportunity to either march in the No Kings protests or vote for Democrats, for change, seem to be showing up. So what is your message to the American people about their power in this moment?
We are the change. We are the ones that will change it. And, you know, strangely enough, it's the people that can most afford to stand up to Trump, like those legal firms, like those schools that capitulate, and people that can least afford it, that are living from paycheck to paycheck, that speak up and that demonstrate and that vote and that organized and they do their very best. So it's really frustrating that so many people in power have given up or given in. But it's also encouraging that so many people still are paying attention and are speaking up. I mean, look at all the people that are protesting against ICE. Of course, who wouldn't protest against ICE, considering what they're doing? So it's gotten pretty scary on the streets now, but people are still speaking up when they can, and speaking up even when they are putting themselves in danger. So that's very encouraging. So I just say, don't be a coward and do your part if you possibly can do it safely.
What else do you think people should be doing? It seems like when people spoke with their pocketbook, when they canceled their Disney and Hulu subscriptions after Kimmel was taken off the air, those powerful corporations who were eager to capitulate turned. They made a different choice. Would you like to see more economic people speak more with their paychecks?
I don't like boycotts, but maybe support the businesses that are aligned with you, that are supporting liberty and democracy. So do your homework on that front. Support the little guy rather than the big guy. So you can do it that way economically. And otherwise, you know, just get in the streets, listen to your neighbors, listen to yourself, and do the right thing. It's just, we know what we are capable of. We know who we are. And you look in the mirror, do you like who you are? Are you doing enough? Can you do more? You know, whether it's local or national, call your representative, do your homework when you go vote so that you know what you're voting for. All of that stuff. You just need to be more prepared and more aware and don't pass the buck.
One of the things I'm sure you hear is people are mad at American leaders. They're mad at Donald Trump, people around the world, but they haven't totally lost faith in all of the American people. I hear this a lot from people who travel. I hear this from my own friends outside of the country. You are known the world over. What are you hearing and what do you tell people about America in this moment?
Well, it's always been the case. You know, when I was living in Czechoslovakia, I was proud to be a Czech, but embarrassed about my government. Now it's the other way around. I'm proud to be an American, but I'm embarrassed about my government, which has gone the totalitarian way. And what you hear around the world, which I heard way back when W. Bush was elected, they're like, really? And now with Trump, everywhere I go, I've been probably to 20 countries the last 8 years. And none of those people, and I speak to everybody. I speak to taxi drivers, the people at the checkout counter, at a grocery store, in you know, housekeepers, the people at the front desk in hotels, and they're all saying, like, we cannot believe what is going on in your country. But to that, you know, Trump says we don't care what the rest of the world thinks, but at the same time, he's bragging about that we are now respected. It's absolutely the other way around. People are just really disappointed and surprised, and or they're laughing or they're crying because there just isn't anything good to see right now with what's going on. So anyway.
Sarah, let me bring you in on this. You're the brains behind the campaign, and you're bringing us the most powerful voices in this conversation. This feels like almost like next level, really talking to everyone about who we are and how we're seen around the world with Martina's message.
Yeah, well, you know me, Nicole. I'm obsessed with permission structures. I'm obsessed with if you can find some people who will speak out, it will encourage other people to speak out. You know, courage is contagious, just like cowardice is. And when you find somebody like Martina Navratilova, you know, I've been watching her for a while. I was a, you know, female athlete, played sports in college, and so she's a hero. She's an icon. And to have I was watching her and what she was saying on X and Twitter, and we had some mutual friends, and I was like, would she be willing to say something? And she was like, absolutely, yes, I want to speak out. And I was so encouraged because the way that we're going to make this happen, right, the way we're going to build the permission structures for other people to speak out is by them seeing people do it, especially people who are heroes of theirs. And what I find so inspiring in the video is like, America used to have so much pride in the idea that somebody who was from a totalitarian regime would want to come to America. Like we were the safe space, right? Like we were the place you would come and say, I'm going to be one of you now because I can't do my thing back where I was because they don't have the same rights that you guys do in America. That's what made us proud. And so to have somebody who's seen what it looks like to be in a totalitarian regime and say, what is happening right now in America is scary, that's the kind of thing that wakes people up. And right, that's the mode I'm in. How do we wake people up? How do we shake them out of their complacency? How do we get the people who are the most powerful to recognize that their silence is complicity, and they should speak out too? And so I just want to applaud her, and I appreciate her participation.
I want to applaud both of
I
you.
also
Go ahead.
Sorry, really quickly, that why I came here, because of that shining city on the hill. It was such an amazing country, and I wouldn't be coming here now if it's still an amazing country. But I don't know if I would be able to get a citizenship because they keep changing the rules. Just the other day, people that were in the step to get sworn in, but if they were from the wrong country, they did not get sworn in as a citizen. It's just crazy. The rules keep changing. The goalposts keep changing. So you have no idea what's going to happen tomorrow. Now we may have a war with Venezuela and martial law and who knows what else after that. So it's just crazy how quickly this country has been decapitated, really, as a leader of the world.
Martina, thank you for speaking out. Sarah Longwell, thank you for the campaign and for letting us cover it. Claire and Hellman, thank you for being at the table for the hour. One more break.